In today's tutorial, we'll be working on the mitered square, and this technique is used to create a square piece of fabric every time when working in a flat panel. You're going to be starting with your cast on edges and then decreasing all the way until the very end for a perfect square every time. This is a basic knitting technique that everyone should know, and mitered squares are great for using in afghans and piecing together and things that look like quilts, but you can also use them in so much more. Use a solid or variegated, or even spice it up and make different stripes. We'll do that in another tutorial, and today we're going to stick with the basic, learning how to make a traditional mitered square. Welcome to GoodKnit Kisses. We're all about helping you stitch your love and love your stitches. For today's tutorial, you're going to need a stitch marker and then of course your needles and your yarn. I'm working with a circular needle today, but you can of course use straight. You just need twice the amount of stitches that you want for one length to put on there, because we're going to be casting on this side and the bottom here. So you're going to need enough for that. I choose to use the circular, and you'll need a longer cord the larger of the square that you want to make. I'm working with a US 8 needle, which is a 5mm, and a number 4 medium weight yarn. This one is Red Heart Chic Sheep color green tea. Let's go ahead and grab our supplies. Click down below to get the pattern or blog link, and we'll begin. All right, so you've got your supplies and you want to know how to make the width that you really want. So the width is twice the cast on. So I have 38 stitches here, and then I have 38 stitches here. So in total, the cast on is 76 from here to here to get an 8x8 or 8" by 8" square. Okay, now it looks a little not square here, but that's just because I've got my camera tilted a little bit different angle. So what you're going to need to do is measure out the length that you want here, or the width you want, and I'm going to find the end of my yarn, and I'm going to measure out 3 times the width that I want. Just loosely, don't pull on the yarn. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to double that because I need this other side for my cast on as well. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then you want to put a slip knot in. So I'm just going to wrap it around my finger twice, pull the back loop over the front, do it one more time, up and over the tip of my finger, and I'm ready to start casting on. So we're going to do a long tail cast on. What I do is I pull the tail toward me, and then the ball of yarn is at the back. Go ahead and grab your needles, put that in and tighten it. Okay, so I've got the ball of yarn at the back and my tail at the front. I do have slower tutorials on this if you want to click down on the link below in our video description and see the easier tutorials. You're just going to grab that with your hand, pull this yarn out of the way, grab this with your hand, pull it apart with your thumb and your finger, and make sure that this yarn is the tail in the front and the ball is at the back. Just pull back, and we're going to scoop up at the thumb and then go down at the finger area and down at the thumb again, and hold on to it with our finger and let it go. Okay, when we hold on with our finger, it keeps the gauge consistent, which I think is important in this, as the edge is very clear on 2 edges where that cast on is. So we want it nice and pretty. So let's do that again. Split it, and we're going to pull that back, go up through the thumb and down at the finger, down at the thumb, and let it go. So continue casting on your stitches. We're going to do 76 to make an 8" by 8". I'm actually just going to do 30 for a smaller sample for you today, but again, 76 stitches is what I did for this larger one. Continue casting on, and whatever size you end up making, just make sure it is an even number of stitches. We'll see you in a moment. All right, we're on row 1, and this row you're just simply knitting across. This is a wrong side row, and you'll want to knit until the halfway point. So in your case, if you did the 76, you're going to knit until you have 38 stitches, and then we're going to place a marker. So we'll just put that right onto our needles and then complete the row. So for my sample, I'm going to work until 15 stitches and place my marker. So go ahead and knit across just like this. So the knit stitch just goes right into that stitch, wrap around our yarn, pull through, and let the old drop off. All right, so knit to the halfway point, and I'll see you there. All right, so we're at the halfway point. Go ahead and just slide on your stitch marker and continue until the end of the row. Pause your video, and I will see you for row 2. See you soon. All right, we've completed row 1, and you can see all of my stitches right in there, and you have this little bump. This is the wrong side row, and we're going to turn around for the right side row, and you can see the clean cast on edge right there. And to know the wrong and right side row when it's solid, one thing you can do is grab an extra stitch marker. So got my stitch marker, and I can just clip that right onto one of these stitches below here. And you can move it up later when you have a little bit more knitting to do. Okay, so on our right side rows, they're all going to be the same. We're going to work until 2 stitches before the stitch marker, okay? They're all repeated exactly the same. So go ahead and knit until you have 2 stitches before the stitch marker. Pause your video as you need. All right, so we have 2 stitches, okay? And now we're going to K2 tog, or knit 2 together. So we're going to go into those 2 stitches just like you're going to knit, but both together. Yarn over and pull through, and you've worked those stitches together. Go ahead and slide your stitch marker, and now we're going to work these next 2 stitches together with an SSK. That's slip, slip, knit. So we're going to slip knitwise and slip another one knitwise, then go into those 2 stitches in the front leg of the stitch, just like that. And now it's set up to knit both of them through the back loop. So we're just going to yarn over through that back needle there, and knit over, and you've got an SSK. So you have a right leaning decrease that you did before the stitch marker, and a left leaning decrease after. So now just knit to the end. Okay, so all right side rows are going to do that. All right, pause your video, and I will see you for the next row, and we'll go back over this again. See you in a moment. All right, I've already turned my work over, and this is the wrong side. You can see the stitch marker is hanging from the other side. So every time you see it like that, just knit across. So go ahead and knit a row, and when you come back to the right side row, you will do what you did before, where you work the first stitches up until 2 before. I'll meet you back at the next point for the next decrease, and we'll show you what it looks like. See you soon. Okay, so we're on our next decrease. We're going to go up until 2 stitches before the stitch marker and work those 2 stitches together, knit 2 together, and slide the stitch marker, and then SSK. So slip one knitwise, slip the second one knitwise, go into the front of the legs of the stitch, and knit through the back loop together, and you're done with that decrease. So go ahead and knit to the end of the row, and that is it. So you're just going to be repeating those 2 stitches until you get to just 4 stitches remaining. So I will show you what I do there. So I will meet you back when you have 4 stitches remaining, and let's see what this looks like here. You may be able to see the decrease start to show up. When you pull it out like this, it starts to have a little bit of a bump here. After you get several rows in, it starts to turn, and my kids say it starts to look like you're knitting a bikini because it starts turning like that, and you start to see this little part here. Okay, it becomes very evident. All right, so pause your video, and I'll meet you back when you have 4 remaining stitches. See you soon. All right, you should be at 4 stitches. I have 6. I'm just going to show you what mine looks like from this point. You can see it looks nice and square, and I'm going to go ahead and knit this first stitch, and then knit these next 2 stitches together. And I'm going to go ahead and just take off my stitch marker, because I pretty much know what's happening from here on out. So it's just sort of in the way at this point. So we're going to slip, slip, knit these 2, go through the back loop, and knit that stitch, and then the last stitch. Okay, and then we have 4 stitches left. Go ahead and turn onto the back and make sure you work that row behind there. Just working across. All right, so we're on the right side again. You can see I had moved up my stitch marker here. Well, something's on there. All right, and now we want to work these 2 stitches together and then these 2 stitches. So first 2 stitches are going to be knit 2 together. So go through those and knit them together, and then slip, slip, knit on these last 2. So slip, slip, and then work those 2 together and pull tightly. Okay, and then we only have 2 stitches left. Be sure and turn it over again. And then now we are going to go through both of them and knit them together. So just go through both stitches, knitting them together, and then we're going to go ahead and pull on through. So go ahead and clip that. I got this little neat little clipper here, little scissors, and then pull through, and now you are done with your square. So just pull that nice and tight, and you can take your tapestry needle and weave in this last end and then your beginning strand, and you've got a nice square. That's it. Well, I hope you enjoyed making your traditional mitered square. Be sure and comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see next. And upcoming after this video, next week we will show how to make a striped square, so you'll be able to do all the ones that I was showing you earlier. So not only will you be able to make this square, but you'll also be able to make these. So join me next time to learn how to add in color and make your own striped squares. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us today, where we help you stitch your love and love your stitches. See you again soon.